I'm here on the job site with Dale, who's a framing contractor.
Hey, good morning.
Dale traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance for all his business vehicles. We're here where he needs us most.
Yep, they sure are.
We make it easy for him to save on all his insurance needs, all in one place, with coverage that fits his business and bottom line. Oh, I shouldn't have looked down.
It's all right.
We're so far up here.
Look at me. Take a deep breath.
No, I'm good. So good.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
I'm in a mood this week to talk about some Clay.
Okay.
Well, the Clayface trailer came out, so.
Oh, I thought we were making little pretty pots.
No, but I thought it would be a great idea for us to go and take a look back at the Batman the Animated Series episode that at least Mike Flanagan's script is kind of based off.
So it's a cartoon?
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
facts, boots,
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Feet of Clay.
Welcome to another episode of Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the man who can morph into anything. Well, maybe not, Mr. Mike.
No, I can morph into anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Right before we came on, I was a bird.
He was a pretty bird.
If you're listening, I'm still a bird.
No, this is one of those that you should have been around to watch the video. No, I've turned into a bit, and honestly, it's because my young son is very much into birds when we're outside too, but I've turned into a bit of a bird guy. Oh, I got blurry,
Are you a birder?
I don't know if I'm going full on birder. Yeah, kind of. Like I have an app that I'll.
You have an app
on.
Where you spot them?
No.
Do you take pictures of them?
If I see a really pretty one, that's like, yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
But no,
like
no. But I have an app.
You're not taking a picture of a grackle.
No, and we have those everywhere. Remember when the paper actually like printed grackle newspaper wrapping paper for you to use at Christmas?
Grackle?
Yeah, they were like, oh, let's celebrate the city's grackles. And so
they were celebrating those garbage birds? I don't remember that.
This was even before that they've got as bad as they are now, where they have to like go and like, hit sticks to like knock them away. We went to, quick aside, and then we'll get into today's episode. We went to the zoo the other day, and we have vultures so bad around the zoo that when you go to the bird exhibit, because they have them kind of like by, I don't know, terrain by ecosystem kind of in a way.
Okay.
But when you get to like, they have like condors and vultures in an exhibit, and then there's that same vulture actually just outside like looking. It's a very weird.
That I don't understand, because the ones inside have to feel so bad.
It is the saddest thing for me.
Yeah.
To see when I go by and I'm just like, oh, he used to be in an exhibit by himself, but now they added more birds in there with him. So he's not.
There really shouldn't be outside buzzards and inside buzzards. I mean, that seems weird.
That is weird. And I'm not like the biggest fan of zoos. Like I would rather animals be free, but like, again, it's something my son loves animals. So he gets to, he roared at the lions and
that's cool.
Yeah, so it's cool things like that I get to see. So
Zach, I'm having a real hard time with my glasses here.
Yeah,
I've been messing with them since we came on. Yeah. I don't know what to do. They seem to be. Watch, I'll just snap them right now.
Yeah, I was about to wait for you just to hear it pop. But so all right.
Yeah.
Last week, this is let me tell you the plan for this week's episodes before we dive into it. So last week, DC and Warner Brothers, I think it was. I'm assuming it's a Warner Brothers film.
Yeah,
I don't know why I'm second guessing this, but released the trailer for Clayface, which looks like we are going to get a very, I feel weird saying fun, but fun and scary like body horror movie.
Yeah,
which it's so funny to me when people are like, how can these two movies exist in the same universe? And it's kind of in a way like, okay, tell me you don't read comics without telling me you don't read comics, because It's pretty much like that's how these world work. Like depending on the book you want to read and the character you want to follow, you can have something like fun and hopeful and maybe a little goofy like Superman exists in the same world where there is something that is so sinister and violent and dark. Like it happens all the time there.
You don't have to look very far to find examples of that either.
Yeah.
I mean, and Batman stuff has always been a little dark, but then it's also where he's being goofy and going back in time with Superman. I mean, that's all in the same universe, folks.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know some of it like happened post-crisis and past, like their continuity sometimes.
Whatever.
I know. I feel like it ruins things sometimes with people who want, like, I get it. And I do want like characters to follow and act the same. Huh?
It ruined Star Wars. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. But I get like wanting to have that, but sometimes I do feel like you can worry about it too much and lose out on the fun of it. Like that's the thing with all these like Silver Age stories we do. They're goofy as hell, but like I love that sometimes about it. But
same here.
So we saw the Clayface trailer and it looks really good, but it gave me the idea to do something that we haven't yet. And technically,
I didn't know that Abe Vigoda was the star, though. That's crazy.
I loved that Conan joke forever, where it's like, "Is Abe Vigoda dead yet?" And he would come out and be like, "Not yet, Conan."
Not yet. Yeah.
Oh man. Anyway, and so we'd focus on, and this is kind of cheating, but I'm going to say how it's not. I feel like we can focus on anything comics related, and it's still work.
Yeah, absolutely, we can. Sure.
But today we're going to focus on not one but two, because it's a two-parter episode of Batman the Animated Series. And it's the one that is essentially the Clayface origin. It is the Clayface origin for the series, but also this is the version of Clayface then that I would say from that point moving forward was used. Like it is the new standard. Like we covered, and later in this week, a couple of years ago, we did Clayface One Bad Day. I'm going to go ahead and re-release that episode this week too for all the Clayface talk.
Remind me what the One Bad Day things are.
So those were Batman one-shots. Well, I say Batman. It was all based around a Batman villain.
Okay.
For those each one shot. So there was one for the Riddler, one for Penguin, one for like each villain got one, and it was its own story. The Clayface one was where he was an actor out in LA and like his buddy got the part and he was so jealous and just like couldn't deal with not doing it. So he accidentally like kills the buddy, takes his place. And then he shows up on set and the director has a problem and he ends up snapping on the director. And remember, it goes from like person to person to person, like movie exec and all of this, where it's like he ends up killing like 9 people in one day. I'm spoiling it, but
I remember that
beforehand.
Well, it is one bad day. So
but it's a really good story. I did notice going back, and I kind of hate this part, that I misread some of the words that I throw up on screen. Like I think I was trying to read, it was too small. Yeah, and like things like that bother me when I'm like, I got it wrong, but I'm going to let it go. So just know that's in there. But anyway, it's a great story, but also I kind of gave a preview and explained all the other Clayfaces that happen in the comics. Like there were 4 different ones. And so that's the thing, that like the first one was just an actor who like dressed up as one of his villains named Clayface. The second one, who was named Matt Hagan.
I think we talked about that one that dressed up.
Yeah, we did back in the first. We talked about all these a little bit. The second one, who was named Matt Hagan, was like a underwater diver, but he came across this mysterious pool that he like swam through, and it like made his body like clay, and then he could like morph, but it only would last like 24 hours. Like that's the thing. Then the third one had to be like contained to a suit. They were all different, but I talk about all a little bit back then, so I'm going to leave that there. But what Batman the Animated Series did, and I want to talk about why it's so influential in a way, because this isn't the only character it did it for. They also did the same thing with Mr. Freeze. But what I read and what I love is they were like, we're not here, and sometimes it's okay to do this, and I think it's fine to do this, like, but we're not here just to appease like the audience. Like we have like 60 years of Batman history to be able to pull from. And we can like make our villains different. Like we can add more layers to them.
I wish they would think like that more often, where they go, where they take the entirety of the character and then make something new out of it from what's already there.
Exactly. And so what they do is they they're
Like,
able to
when a
add.
Robin dies, they could just be done with it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we know you hate
No more
Robin.
Robins.
No. But so like Mr. Freeze in the comics, and I don't think he showed up in the Adam West one, but was just a guy in a free suit that like, just had ice, just wanted to shoot things, make them cold. Which fine, you have its core there. But the whole tragic backstory of like the scientist, the frozen wife, like wanting to keep her alive, and like that's the, him being encased in that is a, like a byproduct of an accident with storing her and all that. Like,
Yeah.
the actual, like what we know about Mr. Freeze, it's all from the animated series. Like that's what creates that. It's the same thing with this. Like they took essentially like the actor part of Basil Karlo, who's the very first Clayface, and like the Matt Hagan name, and kind of like they morphed two characters together to make their version. And then their version has kind of been the definitive Clayface version from this point forward. Like in the comics and stuff like that since then. But this is a really great episode. Both of these were. I did find a little behind the scenes stuff, which was really cool. Like, a different animation studio did the first episode than that did the second one, and so like the animation for the second episode is kind of better, a little bit, like just what they were able to do, especially the stuff with Clayface, because apparently it cost a fortune to animate Clayface.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Because you can't use the same bodies and things like that. Hey, I'm going to show you something real quick, though. Okay. That's from the 60s.
Yeah.
So that's your Mr. Freeze from the 60s.
But didn't they also call him like Professor Zero or something? Or maybe he was still Mr. Freeze.
Probably, but that's insane. The way that all three of those look completely different. And this is a show that was only on for like 2-3 years.
Yeah. No. I still enjoy watching the. Like,
I love it. I love it. It's great.
No,
I'm just saying, the villains were just all big goofballs.
Oh, they were. Well, I always loved that Cesar Romero couldn't be bothered to shave his mustache with the Joker.
Well, not only that, but like when you get to like King Tut and stuff like that, it's like
they have a surfing contest against each other, Mike.
That's right.
Him, Batman, and Joker do. Anyway, so, but so they use two different animation studios. They farmed it out. I found out that like Acom was the studio that did the first one, and then TMS is the studio that did the second one, and like they had more faith like in the I listened to things with like the director of the episode who was like, we knew for part 2 like we needed a better studio, like that's who we had to farm it out to make this work, like things like that. There's just a lot of cool things. I also found like a little bit of backstory about like maybe what went into their character design, even like potential actual actors, like, from Hollywood and stuff like that. So I thought it was really cool. So I'll pepper that as we go in and we talk about Feet of Clay, which is, hold on, if I go on top, there we go. I think that's a little better. But Feet of Clay. Oh no,
now I'm a sub.
But this is a biblical reference, Mike.
Yeah.
From Daniel and Nebuchadnezzar, when Nebuchadnezzar talks, like he has a dream of this giant statue that's built, but he talks about how his feet are made of clay and like a mix of clay and iron. So they've changed it from actual feet to feet, but it's of such a a big towering thing that is so kind of fragile still at its base. You did a thing.
You achieved a feat.
You a feat that way too. But so I thought that was great. Also, one thing I love about almost every single episode is the title cards for these are so great. Like for
it's like
every
old school
episode.
Looney Tunes, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, very much so. The thing is, so these two are very similar. There's only 4 Clayface episodes in the entire series. I'm pretty sure. I might be off on that. He might be like a background character. Yeah, just 4.
No, I mean, how long was Batman the Animated Series on?
4. So they rebranded kind of a little bit through and called it The New Adventures of Batman and Robin, but they still are all kind of contained in that same universe. And I think it's like, I know it goes past 78. I want to say it's in the 90s, like episode wise. There's 4 seasons total, and I want to say it's like 90 something. But yeah, only 4. Ron Perlman is the voice of Clayface, actually.
Oh wow.
Ed Asner is the voice of Ronald Daggett in this, and your favorite Ed Begley Jr. voices the bad guy Germs.
I like Ed Begley Jr.
No,
He's
I
all
know
right.
I'm not making it.
He's not bad.
I'm just throwing some more tidbits in here. Anyway, I
Yeah.
love these, but the third episode that he's in is one called Mudslide, and
Okay.
they even come back to this, and it's a cracked like mask, and the shadow from it makes the actual like Clayface outline then, and it just looks really great.
Oh,
But
wow.
I'm just so our episode starts off with Lucius Fox, who is played by Morgan Freeman in the Christopher Nolan movies. But he is an executive at Wayne Tech who is meeting Bruce Wayne like an abandoned railway. And it's very weird, but he has this information that talks about all the insider trading and the hostile takeover that Ronald Daggett is trying to make on the company.
I want to say one thing.
Yes.
If you look up at the top, that domed window thing, do you remember in, what was it, Creature Commandos, where we
Yes.
get the flash of Batman?
It's a very
That's
similar
the
window.
same damn window.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think some of the
Wow.
animation there was, I love that.
Okay.
Because it's always kind of perpetually the 1940s while still somehow
Yeah.
being current in Gotham
Sure.
in this.
Sure.
And I always loved that Art Deco style. I think I've talked
Yeah,
about
yeah.
it before of how I always loved the look of it. And it just feels darker. And that's because most animation, at least with cartoons at the time, was done on white cells. And they did these on black cells. And then so there's always, it's just like a darker feel to all the art in general.
Yeah.
And Lucius Fox feels like something's off and realizes that there's, gunmen up there, and he tries to like wrestle the briefcase away from Bruce, and he does.
This guy has no knuckles or fingernails.
Well, no, you can't see them. Whatever. This is the stills. Like you don't notice it while you're watching. Anyway, Lucius runs away, and one of the gunmen shoots like at a sign, and the sign falls down on him and knocks him unconscious.
Okay.
Well, Batman shows up in time. So Batman shows up there, obviously, and Bruce Wayne is like running from Batman. So you realize something's not right there. But Batman kind of deals with like some of the gunmen and comes back as the cops show up to like help Lucius Fox, who he still has the documents. He didn't get, the information they needed, but who tells the cops that it was Bruce Wayne. Like Bruce Wayne did this to him.
So Bruce Wayne is the other hand down there at the bottom.
No, that is Bruce Wayne.
Oh, that's Bruce Wayne.
Yes,
so it's Lucius on the other side
Lucius
trying to
is
get
the-
from
yeah.
him. I see. Okay.
So
I
we
was going to
go
say
from,
that it doesn't look much like Lucius Fox, but
no, we go from seeing Bruce then to a movie set, like the movie studio. And we see a guy in a purple shirt. His name's Teddy, who's like a stand-in as they're framing up like the shot for a picture. And the camera's like, all right, we're all set. Go ahead and go get Matt. And he's like, all right, I'll go grab him. And he hops down and he goes over to a trailer to go and get actor Matt Hagan's, who is like Teddy is his stand-in. Now, you can also tell with watching this, like obviously there's things you don't pick up on when you're a kid watching,
Sure.
but like watching it now, just like certain things you can kind of feel like there's a relationship also between Teddy and Matt. Like Teddy is his significant other, kind of in a way, or just like, just like that there. And you'll pick up on things with just how much he cares for him and like the things they go through in a second. But we see that Matt is disfigured. Like something has happened to his face, right? And he doesn't want to go out and do the scene because like he looks like this and he needs more. He can't find any more of the cream that he's looking for. Well, Teddy has some on him and he throws it to him and he's like, this is it. And he's like, I had to save the last of it, like, in case you needed it. And he like rubs it all over his face and he's able to mold it back to like his normal looking face. Obviously, in this cream is able to like make him just arrange his face that, has been disfigured in an accident to look like his actual self. As we see him there, that's Teddy. That's Matt there.
Now tell me one more time. Where did he get the cream?
So this is what it says Daggett on the like top of it. So we assume that Ronald Daggett, who was the hostile takeover guy at the beginning, like who set up the paperwork, he has a company called Daggett Industries. Now they make this face cream. I'll just kind of tell you before it's revealed myself. They make this face cream or cream in general that essentially does, like we'll find out in part 2 and I'll save it there. They tell more of the backstory, but it was able to do what like cosmetic surgery would take years and plastic surgery to fix. It did in just like, seconds. he rubs the cream on his face and he's able to like rearrange and kind of make it look like his actual face and hold it there. The thing is, it only lasts like 24 hours and then he needs more of it. So obviously he doesn't want to look like his old self. So he's kind of become addicted to it. This is also a play on like addiction, but you can't use drugs in kids, cartoons.
Sure.
So it's this face cream for Matt.
The reason I ask about the cream, because I just listened to a podcast series called Ice Cream, Ice Dash Cream, and it's made by 911 Studios. It was really, really good. It was well done. It's like audio fiction, but it was this creepy thing where this ice cream man was abducting kids and he was skinning them and using their skin to make this face cream for his wife who had this porcelain skin syndrome or whatever. So there's a little bit of a parallel here, where his face looks weird and he puts the cream on and it makes him right. And it was the same thing in that thing. Anyway, the guy was doing it for Beelzebub and all this stuff. It's a really good little series. But so if you haven't heard of that, please go listen to it.
That's
cool.
An audio fiction thing, right?
Yeah, it's audio fiction.
Okay,
yeah,
thank goodness.
It's very cool.
No, okay, but you scared the shit out of me there for a second because I was like, "This sounds horrific." How are you
I'm not
dropping
really
this in the
abducting
middle?
kids.
Yeah, okay. Well, there is the I guess the horror anthology series out right now that's Ice Cream Man. Like I think people kind of view Ice Cream Man as like creepy.
Well, it's creepy. A dude drives around, a middle-aged man drives around in an ice cream truck, luring kids to it. Yeah, that's creepy.
Okay. Well, fine.
And then you get the blank, 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 blank playing the whole time. It's,
all right. Let's get back to
sorry.
No, you're good.
I was just saying, face cream reminded me of that thing.
Yeah, from Daggett Industries, right? There you go. So, but so that's where the cream comes from. But it only lasts its effects only last 24 hours. And obviously, when he's not able to when he looks like his old self, he thinks like his career's over. All he could ever do is be like in these, horror movies if you want it to look like this. But there's a play on. I should go back because I have it. There's a newspaper clipping up there that says "Man of a Million Faces disfigured in accident."
Yeah,
so I'll go ahead and take the time to drop this knowledge on you of
it's got a nice
what I
little
know.
picture of Paul Rubens, so that's good.
It kind of does look like that. But so two guys, I want to go ahead and make sure that I give a shout out because I like giving credit where credit is due. It is Serum Lake on YouTube has a couple of he does a lot of videos on Batman the animated series and they're all great. And I watched them and I saw some of this too. And he brought up in the who the team could have based Matt on. And it came up to two, it's two people. One's Lon Chaney with the Man of a Thousand Faces, of course. And I didn't know this from watching all that, but that Lon Chaney would apply his own makeup in those movies and knew so much about makeup in general that he wrote the Encyclopedia Britannica entry on film makeup and stuff like that too.
I didn't know that part. I knew that he was highly involved in his own disfigurement or whatever, but,
or the turning himself on.
Like all the makeup and stuff,
the Man of a Million Faces, Matt's even better than Lon Chaney. The funny thing is this too that I found out is that if you go in production order, this was the 20th and 21st episodes that they made of the series. And a couple series before, they kind of tease things. There's an episode with the gray ghost and they walk by a poster and it just has the tagline of featuring the Man of a Million Faces, Matt Hagan. So tease the character. I think unless I have it backwards, I think it came before. So that's just kind of cool stuff there. The other guy that he's based off of is, I got to find the
Jim Carrey.
No. Monty Clift or Montgomery Clift.
Oh, Montgomery Clift. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you familiar with?
I am. Yeah.
Okay. So,
sure.
No, but so he was an actual Hollywood actor who, was injured in a car accident. I think leaving, an Elizabeth Taylor party.
He was a square jawed dude too.
He was just so handsome and and it did he had an accident and it disfigured him in a way and they worked. I guess they fixed it or just the surgery fixed it, but his face became puffy and a little uneven and it just kind of put a damper on his career. It might have eventually it led to less parts, led to all that, it led to substance abuse by him. Yeah, and eventually I think he died of a heart attack, but it was probably given to 10 years of drinking heavily and all that kind of stuff, just of all of that from the accident. So it's a that is the belief of, I think, of like who this character is based off of. And like knowing all this too, it adds to the Clayface trailer because like we know what we're getting here. And I like that. I think we're going to get like a version of this, of a very sympathetic kind of villain by the end of it. Like you'll see it when we go through it.
Just from watching that trailer, you have to think that.
I just want to throw a shout out. So we do see Ronald Daggett at his company, and they walk through and they, we see that like that's where the cream's made and stuff like that. And
you don't want to see where the cream's made.
No, he asks his henchmen, who I have here, which are Ronald Bell and Germs. That's who Ed Begley Jr. voices, by the way.
Okay, that makes sense.
But his name is Germs, and he's a germaphobe, right? Of a
little on the nose, but sure.
Henchman. Yeah. I'm not hitting everything beat by beat, so you can go and actually fully enjoy these episodes. And dude, it was so fun. Like these things, they're on Prime right now. You skip the intro, which why do you want to? It's a Danny Elfman. Is it Danny Elfman? I'm pretty sure it's Danny Elfman theme, but it's a badass theme and like amazing intro with the art.
I think it's Danny Elfman. Yeah,
I think it is too. And then like, they're 20 minutes total, like if even less, like 19. Yeah. You can watch both of these in like 40 minutes. And I recommend doing it. Anyway, but we see that that's where they make the cream. But Daggett tells Bell and Germs here that Hagen's has outlived his use. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. So, Matt, realizing that he wants to get more of the magic cream because he's out and, he looks like his disfigured self.
Who doesn't want more magic cream?
Yeah, he breaks into Daggett Industries and he finds some and he's able to put it on real quick because Germs and Bell like catch him and like, hey, who's there? And he's like, oh, Bruce Wayne. Like, I'm here to see Ronald Daggett. And they're like, Bruce Wayne, right? Nah, we know it's you, Hagan. And so they slam him down because they knew sure. He'd be back there. And so they get into a fight and they break some of a container holding it. And some of the cream, I don't know what else to call it besides that. It's cream. Just goes down the sink. And he's like, no, you don't know what you're doing. Laying that down. And so they tussle some more and he gets held down. Hagan gets held down on the ground and he gets Germs to get him. He's like, I know how we'll take care of him. And he goes and he grabs a giant vat of it. And he goes, you wanted this? You want this? Fine. And they force feed it to him. This is very dark.
Yeah, it's rough.
For a kid's TV.
Kids cartoon,
They show it in a shadow form too, but you hear it and you're just like, this, and so they force feed him this stuff and essentially kill him. But it also kind of shows that they acted without thinking very quickly because they just take him to his car outside of Daggett Industries there and they just throw him in his car and raise the hood for somebody to find him. And as it zooms away from that, you see his hand just kind of liquefy and just kind of puddle on the side steps there of the car. There's a part where Batman, I did have it written down in my notes when I watched it that I found it funny. He gets into a fight. Remember when he stopped him from Lucius Fox earlier? He goes, sure. That jaw felt familiar. I punched that face before, and he recreates the face from punching a guy. Just from memory. Yeah, and I kind of laughed at that. There's two things that I really laughed at that I enjoyed, though. One was he was I remember how his jaw felt, so I could recreate his face there. Wow. Anyway,
what
but
happens
he finds
to his bones?
I don't know. Who? To Clayfaces?
Yeah.
He just becomes like a clay golem, kind of, essentially.
So all of his bones are liquefied as well.
Huh? And just turn into this, yeah. Because there's a part later where he turns into a puddle and just seethes off into a sewer.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so Batman finds out that it's, Ronald Bell or the headphones guy.
Yeah.
And so he goes and he hunts him down and he tries to intimidate him into telling him. Yeah. Tries to intimidate him into telling him who it was. And he just tells him Bruce Wayne before he passes out. So Bruce goes to see Lucius in the hospital and Lucius awakes and sees him and is like petrified because it's Bruce and he thinks Bruce attacked him. So he hits like his emergency button and the cops bust in and they arrest Bruce Wayne. And so
what you're arresting him with what evidence? What?
Just that Lucius Fox has told them that Bruce Wayne is the one who attacked him.
Yeah, but that's okay. Whatever.
And then Bruce, well, okay, I shouldn't say that he went through the hospital. Batman went in through a window to talk to Lucius.
Okay. Well, now we're getting
he's Bruce just sitting like he snuck into a hotel or the hospital.
Okay. All right.
But the episode ends with,
we got you for that.
Yeah, with Teddy has been out like combing everywhere, like looking for Matt, trying to find him, and finally thinks, oh, he probably went to Daggett to try to get more cream, and comes across the car, and like finds him as this like blob.
Yeah.
Right. Like a, clay creature.
Yeah.
And that's actually where part 1 ends. There's not a lot of Batman in part 1. Like it sets up a lot of like just.
Well, it's exposition,
It is. And it's, it kind of gives background to the villain there. But we are going to come back with part 2 after this quick commercial break. So stay right there.
After these messages. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mitch, the co-founder of Cake, a sexual health and wellness company designed for today and designed for you. Yes, you. The entire product line can be found at hellocake.com, and it's also available in every Walmart near you.
What instrument do you think that is they're playing?
The good old, you've seen the Grinch?
Is it a calliope?
The cartoon one? No, the one that they go through I don't remember the name of it right now. I can't. If I had started from the beginning, I could probably get to it. But like the thing where they ride on, where it's like 6 of them, and like they pull the thing that like does the symbols, and it's a horn.
Yeah. You think
that's
it's
what it is? Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's a multi-seater.
Yeah, it's a multi-seater. Exactly. I think that it's going to add these in because I think we have it clicked. Yeah. All right. Then I'm just going to add them as we go. Sure. And I'm just going to switch this. So we're going to come back now with Feet of Clay Part 2.
Every time.
If you wanted to know, Clayface does now look like the typical Clayface you would think.
Clayface. I always thought Clayface in Batman the Animated Series was one of the coolest looking villains, honestly.
Oh, absolutely. He's fantastic looking. And after this episode, like I love him even more as he's a really cool villain. Like I'm excited for this movie just to see like what it is, because like these episodes, both of these, like Mike Flanagan brought up in watching, like there's a part at the end, like obviously I just have a still from, not the full thing, but he talks about like that was very like kind of formative, like of his youth, like he remembers, like, and so he used that as inspiration for his story. And so like I'm really excited. And there's things in the trailer that I feel like we kind of saw here. Also, I didn't realize, and I'll pull this note up just to add, that James Watkins is directing it. Did you see the Hear No Evil from a couple years ago with James McAvoy? And dang it, who else was that? I don't know. He was the director of that.
DeVito?
I don't think Danny DeVito was in it. But so Matt and Teddy are back at Matt's trailer. Like he takes them back there, and so Matt's just like looking in the mirror, just kind of like, just sad, and it's just like I can't like go through anything like this. Like I'm over. My career's over. Everything's over. And but Teddy's like, no, like that's not true. Like we can find a way to fix you. Like, you've been through worse before. He's like all of your, he's like all of your best pictures like happened like after the accident. Like you were able to do, like, you were able to like pull through and like, fine, like we can do it again. And Clayface is like walking through the trailer, like looking at like the movie posters on the wall of like these roles, or like the 8x10s of the roles he's played. And as he does, like his face just morphs to like who's ever there, like on the picture.
Yeah.
And so it morphs from like one character to the next to the next. And Teddy realizes, he's like, you're doing it without even thinking about it. And like Clayface goes and like looks in the mirror, like transformed into like this pirate or like a buccaneer, kind of like from one of his movie roles, even with like clothes. And Teddy's like, you're even making clothes out of your own skin. Like you can do this. You could do any role you want to. And like Teddy goes over there, like excited to like hug him. And like when he does, Clayface loses concentration and kind of gets upset. He's like, don't you understand? It's like a muscle. Like I have to tense. I have to concentrate. Like I can't. And he's like, but no, don't you see? Like it's not over for you. It's not over for us. And like Teddy like gets in the way between like he and the mirror, and Clayface kind of like pushes him out of the way, and he goes, you're right. It's not over for me. And there's like just this vain, like, it's sad because you do feel like at the beginning, there is this vainness already in Matt as like a person. Like he feels less than, I don't want to take away like, obviously from anything of that, because he has the right to obviously as a character like feel how he wants to, but there is kind of like he only feels, or it seems like he only feels like he's very caught up like how he looks. He wants to look like that movie star.
He's vain.
He wants to look like himself. Like, yeah, there is some there. And so like even with this here, like it's not about like them being able to do anything together. It's that Matt can do, go back to doing what he was doing.
Yeah.
There's just like a pushing a Teddy to the curb thing, which is a very kind of like sad like backstory through this too. We also get the backstory of that essentially Daggett had gone to Matt after the accident and told him like, hey, like my cream will be able to do in seconds what it's going to take plastic surgery to do. Here's you, like, I'll keep you supplied. Oh, but to do that, you got to do all these odd jobs for me kind of thing. And so that's why we put, so he was the one who was Bruce Wayne at the beginning. He wasn't like Clayface now, but he was doing it just because Daggett kind of has the strings.
Right.
Daggett tells Germs that he wants him to go take out the last remaining kind of witness, which is Lucius Fox. Like, we get him out of the way so I can continue like this takeover. Because if I can take over like Wayne Industries, and it makes sense as a bad guy, like I get all of his already built-in distribution. Like it would take me years to have to build that up myself. Now I can just take it over. And he's like, yeah.
Much better just to be him.
Exactly. So Germ shows up to stop or to kill Lucius Fox in the hospital, and Batman stops him. As Batman is trying to like interrogate Germs, there's a really cool interrogation scene. Well, I think it's kind of humorous if you go watch it. But he finds out like Germs tells him that it was Matt Hagan, the actor, who pretended to be Bruce Wayne. And he's like, how? Like, I know he's good, but he's just an actor. How is he that good? And he's like, no, he had something else to help him. Like, and he doesn't know what. So
kids love a good interrogation scene.
Oh, for sure.
Kids love it.
About that time, as Batman stops, a cop shows up and goes, hey, Batman, all right, I've got him from here. Thanks for like stopping him.
Yeah.
And he like goes to take him out. And then as he goes to leave, like Batman's like, hold on. And he realizes that it's not an actual cop and it's Clayface. And so Clayface like takes Batman out, goes to try to, they go up to the roof, and he tries to like throw Germs off the roof because he's just trying to get back at Daggett for all this. Like that's all, he's trying to do at the moment. And anybody associated with like making him. So Germs was a part of holding him down. Like when he, they turned him into Clayface. So he goes to throw him off the roof. Batman saves him. The two of them get into a fight before Clayface kind of like gets tired. And Batman realizes, he goes, oh, like it takes a lot out of you, like to do all these different, like, transformations with your body. Cause as you can see, like he grows like spikes, or he like develops like lobster claws. Like he does all these different like things with his body, but it's very exhausting on him. And about that time, like he needs to like rest, like build back up. The cops show up, and Clayface takes off running and jumps off the top of the building. and Batman throws like his little like rope around him to try to like catch him to like stop him from doing it, and it just cuts through Clayface and he just splats.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I mean, it just cut him in half, and he would just reform. Yeah,
and then he just splats on the floor, and Batman's just like, oh, like he thinks he died, and then you just see like him kind of like come together, and the eyes and the smile like appear back as he like sinks off into this. It's really well done.
You would think that Clayface, as he walks around, he would pick up more dirt and things like that, and become bigger and bigger and bigger.
Probably, but in this case, at least for the
he
doesn't. He gets home, Clayface does, and well, that's one. I guess I'll do two stories. Clayface gets home and he's watching the news and finds out that Ronald Daggett is going to be on like Gotham City TV talking about the launch of his new Renew You formula that can help fix all those problems with your face, like it's all the surgery and a cream.
Yeah, this is that cream.
And so he's like, Matt is just essentially Clayface. He's just like, not even Batman could stop me. Like, he's not going to do anything about Daggett. Like, I'll go ahead and take care of him then. And Teddy has like a whole, like almost like Thanksgiving meal, like just prepare, like just food for him. And he's like, come on, Teddy, like don't do anything like drastic or like anything, like just think about it. Like, don't do anything like you're trouble. And like, Clayface looks at it and just like knocks it away. And he's like, I told you I don't need food or sleep or like anything like that. And I don't need you. And he like grabs him and throws him against a bookshelf as he storms out. That's the last we see of Teddy until the very end. And I'm like, poor Teddy in this. Poor Teddy. No. But as Batman then just figures out, he goes back to Matt Hagan's trailer, sees like, Matt got angry and had broken stuff when he kind of became Clayface, finds all this, and then finds a thing of the Renew You cream there in.
You gotta stop saying cream at some point.
I don't know what else to call it.
Viscous substance.
Yeah, that's better. Anyway, the Renew viscous substance. Yeah, see, it's weird. But anyway, so he he finds it there, decides to go to the show then the next night where Daggett's going to speak, thinking, all right, Clayface is going to try to get him there. One of my favorite moments from this is Batman sneaks in I do enjoy that it shows him prepping for something later. You don't know what, but he walks in dressed as a janitor, and he's like full on janitor outfit, and he has a hat pulled low, but you can tell by seeing the side of his face that he has the cowl on. So he's in full Batman outfit
under a janitor's
outfit. Yeah. But it looks cool. But you're walking through, like thinking about it in real life, I'd be kind of like,
I don't think that's something
why is our janitor wearing a cowl? Anyway,
yeah.
He sneaks into and he starts putting tapes into all like the different TV monitors that are in like the production truck room area. So we don't know what that's for, but we'll find out later. Right. As Daggett is introducing and like talking about how great, his new product is, this woman in the crowd kind of has a question. She's like, why don't you tell people how it's not? Like, why don't you tell people how, too much use of it can cause, a lot of damage, or how addictive it is, and how, what it can do. And Daggett is just like, well, that's just simply like not true. Like that's, those are all lies. And the woman's voice just starts getting deeper and deeper with like each question. Eventually he's like, why don't you tell them about me, Daggett? And it turns from this woman into Clayface. And he is trying to attack. Yeah, there's a scared Daggett. He's trying to attack and kill Ronald Daggett there, as Batman does intervene, and Daggett tries to run away, but Batman still does like, throw a little like batarang with the rope. He does Batman things, and he does stop him to like catch him. But there's a battle between like Clayface and Batman that's really cool. But it ends through a series of things in like that production room area. And like Batman the whole time is always like trying to reach the man inside. So he's always like, hey, like I can try to help you. Like it doesn't have to be like this. And he's like, help, like, nobody can help me, Batman. Like, he's always trying. I like this side of Batman of I'm not trying to just like punch my problems away. I'm actually trying to at least reason with. I know that's not a bad person in there. It's just somebody who's been like misguided, and now like his last, and I like seeing that.
What did he change to fight him? Like, because I would think that if he was just fighting him straight up, his hand would just go into him or whatever, And
He does. There is nothing. I guess it's
Okay.
just. I mean, I don't know. He uses.
piss and vinegar.
Yeah, there's a lot of piss and vinegar just everywhere. Yeah, 2 squirt bottles.
Mhm.
No, but we find out. We see like Clayface.
2 spray bottles? You're saying one with piss, one with vinegar?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a part where
we made a short film last night, and I had to mix fake pee in a bottle.
Nice.
So just letting you know, yeah.
Nice. That's that.
If you're at the studio at some point and you see a like one of those bedpan urinal things with some pee in it, it's not real.
It's not real. Okay.
As far as you know, it's not real.
I'll keep that in mind. There is a really cool scene where like Clayface like just throws like a giant hand and pins Batman to the wall and then breaks it off. So there's a hand still like with Batman stuck against the wall, and he just like starts walking away to like go back to like find Daggett. And but he's in like, this is where Batman has like set him up to plan, because he breaks away from the hand and he like runs with it and sticks Clayface in the stomach with the hand. So he pushes him through into like the production room there, and it knocks both of his arms off. So Clayface looks almost like a spider, like on his back with the hand out. It's really creepy, kind of like body, but it's really cool and like really well done. But Clayface ends up like, getting all of himself back together, and it's just like flooding himself. I don't know how else to call it, but like that, but just like smothering Batman kind of like with himself to like suffocate Batman, as Batman flips a switch and is able to turn one of the monitors on, and it's a video of one of like the like him in his role, and like Clayface sees it and like slowly retracts, and then Batman flips like another one on and another one on, and eventually like Clayface, he's like, no, like that's not me anymore, like I'm not Matt Hagan, can you please get him to stop torturing? Like there's this very like like deep kind of and eventually he loses control and he starts just switching into all of these different roles, just like kind of all at once. And so he like takes like, he can't control his power at all. And so
you
like,
see that a lot with beings like this. At some point they get messed up, or their head gets scrambled or whatever, and they just start cycling through all these personalities that they've been.
And so like he switches through all these different roles until he can't. Eventually, like Batman tries to stop it, but he's not fast enough. Like Batman realizes, oh, I might have gone too far. Like I might have broken him. And so he's like trying to, and Clayface like kicks him knocks him out of the way. And he's like just bashes the computers as he's still like transforming. And then he gets electrocuted really bad. And then like, there's some fire, and he just kind of falls down almost motionless then on the ground. And as he's sitting there, like motionless, he like, well, the cops show to help Batman, and they see Clayface like switching through all of this. And at one point in time, he turns into Bruce Wayne. And so one of the cops, in case you're like, oh, how do they see that? One of the cops sees that and goes, oh my goodness, it looks just like Bruce Wayne. And then sees him, like switch again. And so able to later, like they like, oh, Bruce Wayne's been cleared. And
where's his clay nipples?
He doesn't have them anyway. But at the end, like Batman walks over to Clayface just laying down there, and like Clayface looks like his regular Matt Hagan self, like before the accident. And he goes, you know what I'd have given to have a death scene like this? And then he like transforms again his face to how he looked like after the accident. And he's like a little worse for breath-wise. And he goes,
oh, I would imagine, yeah.
Too bad, won't get to read the notices. And then like fades into just like an actual like Clayface body. Yeah. And he just lays there. It's really well done. And, and he just kind of like lays there as like Clayface is dead. Right. So we go back to the Batcave.
But he's not though, right?
Well, we go back to the Batcave, and Batman is working on something, and he goes, Alfred, like, come look at this. And he has like, these two like he has like a piece of clay that they recovered from the scene of where like they took Clayface's body, and he's like prodding it with electricity, and it's morphing into all these different shapes, and then just goes back to like its sentient self. And Alfred goes, so electricity has no effect on it. And he goes, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. And you see like the overlay of like it goes to the morgue. He's like, if the body the cops took to the morgue is nothing but just a shell. And as she goes to like remove the sheet off of the body, it crumbles to dust.
Yeah.
And so like they look back, and then it ends with,
you can never be sure who you have.
Well, and then it ends with, do I have the picture of that? Oh, I have the picture of it being turning to dust. Yeah. On the sheep. It ends with Teddy standing outside the hospital, and he's like, like, until I see you again, Matt, like, he's still like just sad that like, he lost his friend. And this dark-haired woman walks by Teddy as he says that and walks off. And then she stops because Batman alludes to like, he's alluding to that, he's obviously not there. And the woman just starts laughing, and you see her eyes just start to glow yellow, like the yellow of Clayface as she laughs. And that's how the episode ends though.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the end of Darkman. You know that movie Darkman?
Yeah. Yeah. Liam Neeson was Darkman.
Yeah. Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah, it was. But so there you go. So that is the two-parter that the movie, I'm pretty sure, like, well, at least it's Flanagan inspired by. I don't think he's like obviously telling that,
Yeah, it's probably not beat,
but just somewhere where,
It does look very cool, though. I think, and the thing that you and I talked about earlier, I think it was last week, whenever it came out, we were like, the people online that were poo-pooing this thing, once they saw the trailer, they were like, oh shit, okay, I guess this might be good, So
yeah,
I don't
that's the thing is,
I just don't understand the hatred for things that don't exist yet.
Well, no, I didn't have hatred. I was just curious. I didn't know what to think until I saw that.
But there were people hating. I mean, there were people like, "Oh, how could they do this?" Shut up! Come on,
no, I didn't
tell the story, man.
Exactly. I didn't get that, but no, like, and now that I saw it, like, I'm ready for it. I'm really into
Zach tell his garbage.
Oh, not Snyder, not me. Okay.
Yeah, Snyder definitely.
You were talking about me for a second. I was like, wow.
No.
Anyway, all right. So that is Feet of Clay.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah. A lot of great stuff there. I can't recommend enough going and checking out those. Watch those two, and also while you're at it, watch Heart of Ice. Those 3 episodes, you'll be done in about an hour, but they're all really good.
That's Mr. Freeze?
Huh?
That's Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, it's Mr. Freeze. You'll be on. It's good stuff. They don't like, this is my version of Batman. This is my favorite version of Batman. Easily.
Yeah.
And it's the one that I think of how much I like. Like,
well, it's your childhood too. I mean, that makes a difference, It makes a big difference.
Everybody's is like, oh, Keaton's mine. I don't know who like Kilmer or like Clooney's is, but like everybody has their Batman. Kevin Conroy is my Batman. So
that's kind of when things started going downhill, when you put George Clooney in a Batman suit.
True. Funny other tidbit that I found out that I'm sure people who really like the show might know, but didn't. So I told you that was like the 20th or 21st episode made. It was the 4th and 5th episode to air. So they started the show with a Catwoman episode because even though that had been done later in the series, like they did it out of order because Batman Forever had just come out with Michelle Pfeiffer. They were trying to
cash in on that.
So, all right. That does it for us. Tune in later this week for a replay of our
Just threw some Mr. Freeze up there real quick.
Yeah, no, there we go.
Sorry.
All good.
What did I put up?
Blah.
Oh shoot! I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to.
All good. No, it's fine. Go check out Mike and his other podcast on Blah.
That wasn't what that was for. No.
Yeah, no, Mike. I got to tell you, I don't live, laugh, love that.
This is how Zach feels right now.
I'm angry.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to do it for us on this episode today. Tune in later this week.
By the way, that was good. I enjoyed that.
It's a great episode.
I'm not the biggest Batman the Animated Series fan, but and it's just because it wasn't my wheelhouse, it wasn't the time that I was watching this stuff. And so that was a really good explanation of what happened with Clayface, though. I like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
Good
So there
job.
you go. So that might be something for you to take away and know for the
Yeah.
Also, go watch the episodes. Like our show here covering it is longer than watching both of them. So
Yeah,
like at this point, you have to actually, I guess, like us for us to do this.
We got a couple of grandkids living with us that this is about their time frame. You know what I'm saying? Like this they would probably enjoy these quite a bit.
Yeah,
we may actually. What if you actually got me to go watch Batman the Animated Series with them? Huh?
I would be so excited.
You'd feel pretty fulfilled.
Oh, I would feel so. Yeah, that might be the most proud that I.
Yeah.
There's two things that I'm proud about. One is that it would be that'd be really I'd feel really good about. The other is that on your bookshelf over here still you have a Swamp Thing comic that I gave you that always makes me happy when I come in and see it.
I love the Swamp Thing.
Yeah, no, it's the anatomy lesson, which might be it's a image reprint, like an old black and white one, but still,
Swamp Thing is one of those that I like because of Swamp Thing. Honestly, you could put him in the same categories like Silver Surfer and stuff like that. You know, these doomed characters that it's more about the internal issues they have than anything else. You know, yeah, they look grotesque on the outside or whatever, but it's more about their pathos and their things like that they're going through.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I love when we covered that was really good. We did that for Halloween a couple years ago.
I remember.
So but all right, so that does it for us for this week. We'll have a replay of our Clayface One Bad Day later in the week, which should be really good. And until next time. Thank you everybody for all the comments, for
absolutely
all the emails, for everything. I appreciate it very much. I still need to get back to some of you. I know regarding Green Arrow, and also I saw the Arrow comment about John Byrne being on an episode of Arrow, which was funny too. When we talked about the creators that had beef, it was brought up that there was also a character named John Byrne on one of the episodes of Arrow.
Did you see? I'm sorry, I know you're ready to go, but Dion texted me a couple days ago.
Me.
Well, I'm just telling you because it was a Spurs thing to begin with, so he was texting me
slightly modified. That's who made the comment. I had to remember. Sorry,
but he said that the Bell County Comic-Con's not happening. They canceled it. They canceled it this year.
Yeah, well, the Central Texas one that's here is like next week, I think. I got to see if there's anybody. Maybe we can get in and that'd
be great.
Somebody to interview. But anyway,
we'll get us some press passes and get our asses in there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe we just have a camera crew follow us around. We make an episode out of us doing something there.
I think that sounds great.
You love how I said a camera crew when would be you or me with the camera. Yeah.
It's anyway. Like when you picture a pirate, the camera would just be up on my shoulder or something.
Like a parrot. Yeah. All right. Well, that does it for us. Thank you guys as always. And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly cow!
Digging the flicks since the age of 6. Digging my kicks. Digging on the comics.
This is a Rogue Media Network production.